Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Stephanie Haney. It's Tuesday, March 10th, 2020. We're coming to you with an update after Governor Mike DeWine's press conference this afternoon related to the confirmed cases of coronaviruses here in Cuyahoga County. As a reminder for you, we do now have 3 cases of coronavirus confirmed in Cuyahoga County, and the state officials are taking proactive measures in order to keep that from spreading to more people as well. There are also currently 5 people under investigation for coronavirus. To remind you what that means, a person is under investigation who has been tested for COVID-19 coronavirus, and those lab results are pending. They have exhibited symptoms of respiratory illness, and within 14 days of those symptoms have either traveled to China or been in close contact with the person who is known to have coronavirus. All 3 of those patients, as we know, are in their mid-50s. 2 are a married couple who recently went on a cruise to the Nile River, while another attended a conference in Washington, D.C. So, as we know, yesterday, Governor Mike DeWine did place the state of Ohio in a state of emergency so that organizations could better work together. Today, we're getting more information about what it is that he is recommending, and he has made a significant recommendation this afternoon related to schools and also sporting events happening here in the state of Ohio in order to help contain the spread of the coronavirus within Ohio, within Northeast Ohio, again, as all of those cases right now are right here in Cuyahoga County. So today, Governor DeWine advised that spectators not attend any indoor sporting event. This extends to events at high schools, colleges, and professional sports levels. Now, again, this is a precautionary measure. We are very focused here on spreading information related to facts, not fear. That's the hashtag that we're using as we continue to report on this. The case has not spread so far, as we know, beyond the 3 confirmed cases here, but these are proactive precautionary measures in order to prevent us from getting into a situation like states where they are experiencing the coronavirus spreading. So this comes after the Ivy League actually canceled its men's and women's conference championship tournaments this weekend for basketball. Those tournaments were supposed to be in Cambridge, Massachusetts this weekend. The Ivy League instead opting to send its regular season champions on to the NCAA tournament, which is to take place in Cambridge very soon. So Governor DeWine had talked with the Ohio High School Athletic Association and most of the state's professional sports teams before making these recommendations. Also at right about 4:15 here, we do expect the Ohio State High School Athletic Association to have its own press conference. We'll be taking you live to that straight from here. We are not actually, we're getting bad reception, so we might not be taking you live to that press conference, but we will be reporting on it. That press conference is set to take place at 4:15 p.m., so you can keep an eye for updates on that. We'll have that on WKYC.com and the WKYC app. So previously, OSHA did announce that its state tournaments would continue with limited spectators in attendance. We do expect to hear more from that shortly. According to release, attendance at the events will most likely be limited to the immediate family members of the participants. This is what the release said. This will be a very difficult time for our schools and fans, but we cannot ignore the directive of the governor. At this point, I want to say that this is actually a recommendation of the governor. It is not an order. It is a recommendation, though it is a strong recommendation made by the governor. That statement goes on to say, "We are pleased that our tournaments can continue and we will soon determine who can attend. However, we can already say that it will most likely be no more than the immediate family of the student athletes participating in the event." So the boys basketball regional tournament games are scheduled for Tuesday night, which fans are allowed to attend at this point. OSHA will announce plans on how it plans to proceed with the remainder of its tournaments. That was initially expected to come on Wednesday morning. We might hear more about it in the press conference that's coming at 4:15, which again we will continue to report on. And OSHA will also announce its plans for media coverage and refunding tickets that have been previously sold to this event. This week does mark the conclusion of the Ohio girls basketball tournament and state wrestling tournament. The girls basketball tournament will be held at St. John's Arena in Columbus from March 12th to 14th, and the wrestling tournament held at the Jerome Scottenstein Center March 13th through 15th, so we remain to see how those events will be impacted. The Mid-American Conference is scheduled to hold its men's basketball tournament at our Cleveland Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse later this week. The MAC has yet to respond to DeWine's recommendation. We'll be awaiting that, and we'll let you know as soon as we get an update about that. Next week, Dayton is supposed to host the first 4 of the NCAA tournament, with Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse scheduled to host the first and second round games of the same tournament later in the week. Other events that might be impacted as this recommendation comes down from the governor: the Cavs' next home game is scheduled for March 24th, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then, as we said, in Columbus, the Scott and Steen Center has the girls' state basketball tournament March 12th through 14th, and the boys' state tournament is March 19th through 21st. DeWine says that this recommendation comes as a result of discussions with representatives from OSHA and the state's professional sports teams. We're still waiting to hear how the NCAA will respond to DeWine's recommendation. Outdoor sporting events at this time, such as Major League Baseball, as we know, the Cleveland Indians home opener is scheduled for March 26th. Outdoor sporting events are expected at this point to be able to continue, but while Governor DeWine did say that his recommendation is limited to indoor sporting events at this time, he did make a point of noting that people should not have a false sense of security while they are attending these large public gatherings at outdoor places, at a place like Progressive Field, and did also reference parades. And that is something that's at the top of everybody's mind with St. Patrick's Day coming up next week, which also happens to be the same day as we vote on the primary election here in Ohio. But as of right now, the St. Patrick's Day parade in Cleveland is still scheduled to take place. However, officials that are in charge of organizing that parade did say that they will be listening to recommendations from other officials. So again, DeWine, in his press conference this afternoon, did say that this is limited to indoor sporting events and large public gatherings indoors. Wanted to stress that we should not have a false sense of security when we are at these outdoor public events as well. So we'll be keeping a close eye on what will happen with the parade that's scheduled for Tuesday, March 17th. That's supposed to kick off at 1:04 p.m. here downtown. Now, earlier, the Ohio State University made a pretty significant move, and it chose to move all of its courses online rather than in person for the time being. That suspension is expected to remain in effect through at least March 30th. Ohio State University, in an email to students, said that would include lectures, discussion sections, seminars, and other classrooms settings in an email sent to students on Monday. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. Again, that's at least through March 30th. Several schools have also followed suit. Before we get to that, though, I want to let you know that Bernie Sanders, the senator from Vermont, has reportedly canceled his Cleveland rally. According to CNBC, we will have more details for you on that as information becomes available. Former Vice President Joe Biden is also scheduled for a rally tonight right around the corner here at Tri-C. He had previously said yesterday in Detroit that unless the CDC recommended that he not continue with his rallies, that he would be continuing on with them. He would follow the recommendations of the CDC. That remains to be seen whether Biden will actually be here. But again, reportedly, Sanders has canceled his event. That was supposed to take place tonight at the Huntington Convention Center. So if you were planning on that at this time, that is reportedly canceled. We will come with more updates on that as we receive them as well. So back to the colleges that we were talking about. Several other schools have followed suit with Ohio State University. John Carroll University, Kent State University, and Case Western Reserve University will all, until further notification comes, be moving all of their in-person courses to online classes, telling all of their students that they'll be continuing their coursework remotely. As far as Ohio State University is concerned, there were definitely some concerns about laboratories and also performance-based courses. They said that more guidance on those kinds of things would be coming in the future, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. And we will also keep you in the loop as more information comes about closings and businesses. Please do let us know. You can reach out to us. You can connect with us on social media. You can send us an email. You can email me directly at stephaniehaney@wkyc.com if you are aware of a closing that we need to be aware of so that we can let people know about that. And as we wait to hear from OSHA and see how they respond in more detail to Governor DeWine's recommendations, just want to reiterate that the point here is precautionary measures and being proactive. DeWine is taking a decisive stance to hopefully prevent the further spread of the coronavirus here in Northeast Ohio. Again, right now we've got 3 confirmed cases. There are 5 people who are currently under investigation as we await their lab results on the coronavirus, and 11 people who have tested negatively. So that's where we stand right now. This is all pursuant to a press conference that Governor DeWine had this afternoon, and we will keep you updated with more information as that becomes available. I'm Stephanie Haney. Please stay tuned to WKYC.com and our WKYC app so that we can bring you those updates as we get them. Thanks very much.